I haven't done one of these monster musings in a while, but I was thinking, I made a meme this morning. So it was a picture of a beholder with save or die, and the bottom says, actually make a lot of saving throws. And I wanted to compare it, the evolution of the beholder is one of the meanest creatures in the game, and I'm gonna compare it. I'm gonna go over it as it evolved in the games I played the most. Okay, it's a beholder in AD&D. I never fought a beholder in VX or Basic or BECME ever. It goes over its alignment, stuff being exceptional, lawful evil is its alignment, its treasure type, its damage type for its bot is 2d4. It's got like a pretty pitiful bot. But we all know that the main strength of the beholder is in its attack spells and its eyeballs. So it does actually give it a hit die for the creature, which always makes it weird to figure up its Thaco in the old way, but it's not actually listed. For that hit point range, 45 to 75, I would just divide it, 75. 45 divided by 8. So your minimum is going to be like 6 to... it's not worth thinking. But it's it's one of the few creatures that divvies up its hit points. The main body, the eye stalks, and the main eye. Its hit point total is only divided up between the eyeball and the body. The eye stalks have separate hit points, and because of that, you got separate AC. And I'll be honest, I've never had a party member directly attack the individual stalks. Never. AC 7, 8 to 12 hit points. I've never had archers just go, I'm just going to blind it. Never. 40 some years of playing the game. Never. I've had fireballs and lightning bolts and magic missiles go after the body, but no one tries to reduce the effectiveness by just shooting the eyeballs. I know my players read this, so there's a few that'll probably go, well, I'll be the first one, but it's also 8 to 12 hit points in AD&D. The types of eyeballs change over time. So this has got Charm Person, Charm Monster, a Sleep Spell, which kind of sucks. I mean, it really, Sleep Spell, Eye Stalk, and a Death Ray say, but it can only, you randomly roll with ones. Telekinesis, 250 pounds, pretty handy. Flesh to Stone Ray, so it's a pew-pew, save or be turned to stone. Now, I've actually had DMs who've rolled to hit with these instead of just saving throws. Disintegrate Ray, 22-inch range, 20 feet. 20 feet ain't that big a deal. Fear as Wand, which means that's a cone. That's been overlooked a lot. Fear as Wand means cone. So that eyeball is a cone effect. I've seen people just do targeted as a player, and I'm not going to correct them. When I'm playing a game, I may say, well, that's a little different. But otherwise, I just don't say much of anything. Their game, their rules, their interpretations. Roll with it. Cause serious wounds, which is no save. It's the hit. So 50 feet, bing! The Death Ray, 40 feet. And then the Anti-Magic Ray, which is 140 feet. It's a big one. This locks down magic users. They're intelligent, domineering, and as the game evolved, they made them like stand-ins for Nazis, I guess, because they were racial supremacists and amongst themselves. I think it came with 2E more than 1E. But in the 1E, 0, 2, and 7, and the first appearance of this in an adventure was Fell Past, Dragon number 32. One of my favorite modules. And, to be honest, I've run it 4 times, and it has resulted in 4 TPKs. Every time. So I'm going to redo it for Dragon's Foot. For Dragon Slayer, my bad. Dragon Slayer. Maybe I thought on Dragon's Foot. Fuck, I don't know. I've never done that. And these are 4 to 6 foot diameter, no sonics, number of attacks 1. But it can use one central eye plus D4 of the stalks in a turn. Attacks from above enable all 10 eye stalks to function, but the central eye cannot. So it depends what direction you're coming for. So you figure up quadrants, and so your party actually comes out from multiple angles. It can use more eyes. Kind of bite you in the foot. If you come from one direction, only D4 get to attack you at a time. I've fought that several times, and then it got redone for Labyrinth Lord, and I played Labyrinth Lord for a long time, and that's when they got renamed the Eye of Terror, and they changed up the things. And I think this one's actually meaner. First of all, they gave it tentacles, like little sucker-like appendages to hold things. So you get the option of it holding a wand. So you turn the corner, and he's got a little wand in his hand, or maybe some rings, not on his eye stalks, but on his little tentacles. And they gave it poison. So it got 2d6 slap attacks with little sucker arms, right? And then a 2d4 bite. But it's exuding poison now. It's 10 to 12 hit dice, and they improved the AC. So the Labyrinth Lord Eye of Terror is actually meaner or more dangerous than the AD&D one, in my opinion. AC goes 0 to 3 instead of, I forgot what it was, 0, 4, 7 in AD&D, right? The movement's a little different. It went from lawful evil to straight chaotic evil. It's just straight crazy. And then it goes over how you divvy up the hit points between the eyeball and the body, and then the D6 plus 8 for the stalks. But they're AC 3, so it's pretty much armored up. It replaces the anti-magic ray with the flesh to stone cone, 20 by 30, right? So it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Everybody gets save versus stone. So instead of that one stone to flesh ray, bing, one target, it's I look at your party. Everybody save versus petrification. It's got the slow, polymorph other, hold monster, sleep, hold person, a stun ray, which has the effect of a power word stun, which goes off your hit point total. So as you're getting wounded, this will start stunning people, and they're going to be useless. Telekinesis as a spell, and then Feeble Mind. Got rid of the Cause Serious, got rid of the Death Ray, but it gave it a wide cone for just turning your party into stone. And whole person, it's all about immobilizing, and then it just slaps you with its poison tentacles. Save or die, save or die. Cool. So when you get up on top of this one, it got 3 attacks. And you got to remember, all these eyeballs are at will abilities. So if you're in the range, if you're in the arc of it, it just fires them away. It's for free. Can't interrupt it. It's not a casting ability. It's not an innate ability that is limited times a day. It's an at-will ability. Pew, pew, pew. This one doesn't have Disintegrate. So you don't have these tunneling around like you would have like some of the classic ones. My bad. It was 027. The AC 2 for the central eye and 7 for the tentacles on the AD&D one. Now, Old School Essentials was probably the next system that I ran a lot of, right? And it changes it up. The AC 0 body, AC 2 eye, and then the individual eye stalks are 7 with 12 hit points. So instead of having a variable on those hit points, they are a flat 12. Chaotic. Three effects. So it leans towards more of the chaotic evil one. And the centralized anti-magic again. Which just shuts down all Dispel Magic up to 60 feet. So you're shutting down wizards and stuff. You just stare at them, and then you close the central eye, and then you start blasting with the other ones. So, they're vicious opponents. You fight multiple beholders. It's just save all day. Save all day. They're one of my favorite creatures. I think they're hilarious. And it says up to 4 stalks can fire in one direction at a time. So it sets it up not as a random roll, but 4 per quadrant, basically. So any particular direction, 4. So 4 front, 4 rear. It's got Charm Person, has a range on there. Charm Monster, redundant, but the earlier editions couldn't charm big monsters, I don't think. Sleep, still lame. Telekinesis, Petrify. So it has the stone ray like the AD&D. So it hops around. Disintegrate, Save or Die. So it's got the 20-foot range, Save or Die one. So getting close with it is super risky. Cause Fear, not par 1, so it's single target. So it goes with single target fear, slow, and cause serious range. Cause serious wounds, 2d6 plus 2. Not bad. And death spell. So it's got a death one too. And it's an area effect one. So eyeballs do an area effect. I mean, it should be a beam. So up to 4d8 hit die creature within 60-foot cube must save versus death or die. So the OSE one has some quirkiness about it that I'm not a big fan. I never used this one as a DM when I was running Old School Essentials. I didn't. I just didn't for some reason. Now, Eye of Tyranny, so redid the name again, and a lot of this doesn't change. It moves 20, hit dice is 10 to 12, a 2d4 bite. It's got the 2 to 8 hit point damage bite, 2d4. These don't address their intelligence anywhere. It says highly intelligent and obsessed with self-preservation. Plants traps, uses charm servants, softens you up. So it's an intelligent opponent. But it doesn't have it in the stat block like AD&D, where everything had a stat block. I prefer not to have those in stat blocks for intelligence. That way you, as the DM, can assign it to how you want it to be in your world. Goes over the ACs, and everyone from AD&D back have changed the AC of the stalks down to 3. Dropped it by a factor of 4, right? So harder to hit them stalks. I guess other games people were just blasting those eyeballs off, but not in the ones I was ever in. Under a frontal assault, the eye can direct its central eye and 4 to 5 of its 8 stalks apartment. It may not engage your main stalk, subject to the possibility of being flanked or attacked from it as determined by the master control. Note that evil eye can direct its eye stalks attacks at single or multiple targets as it chooses. This one doesn't like to close, and for some reason there is an error in here because in the description in the body it says 3d6 points of damage for the bite, but in the stat block 2d4. Typos galore. I love Gillespie stuff, but I find typos all the time, which honestly gives me that old D&D feel, because there were typos everywhere in Dragon Magazine. But the damage threshold is different, A or B. So that's really up to the DM. Do you want to give it a 3 to 18 point bite or a 2d4, 2 to 8 hit point bite? It's 5 foot wide globe. That's really on you. Now, Central Eye does the petrification again. Everybody gonna get stoned. And then Eyesight wants Charm Person. But then it says ask for spell. So Charm Person. I think Charm Monster would make more sense. That way you could justify having creatures like trolls and stuff. So in my game, I think I'm just going to change that to Charm Monster. Charm Monster still works on people. It's just, it works on anything. And Charm Person is limited to up to 4+1 hit die humanoids, which means the flunkies for Beholder would be Ogre or below, or any classed NPC. Ray of Enfeeblement. That one's nice. Just start weakening everybody. And it's a ray. So that's only get 1. It's not a cone, I don't believe. Slow, single target. It says ask per spell, but slow spell varies. I'd have to double check for Dragon Slayer. I think it's a single target though. Polymorph other. Hold person as opposed to hold monster. So that hold would not work on larger hit die creatures, which I think is weird. It gets the stun back for a power word stun. it lowers telekinesis down to 200 pounds. And then it says disintegration. Now, disintegration in Dragon Slayer doesn't have damage if you make your save, which I think was a 3E thing. But it's save or die, basically. So it doesn't get the death rate, but it gets to disintegrate, which just turns you into dust, which is the same thing. But there's still some amazing, fun monsters to play with. Going with the Stone Eye versus the Anti-Magic Ray ends a lot of arguments at your table for combat with a Beholder. I've had people say, I can't, if I move out of it, then my magic items work and blah, blah, blah. And that was one of the things that made the adventure Fell Pass so vicious, because this bad boy had like 14 gargoyles as his servants, which require magical weapons to hit. And in AD&D, it does say anti-magic ray. So I have some players, and they have a standard tactic, and that is find a choke point, stand in a big line. That is their favorite thing to do. Find a door. He stands in the door. We all stand behind him and cheer him on and buff, buff, buff. But when you're standing in a line and its primary eye is anti-magic ray, and then the gargoyles go forward, that doesn't mean the gargoyles are no longer, they still need a magical weapon to hit, and you're all standing in an anti-magic ray, making those gargoyles invulnerable. Unless you got some silver. And it's shocking how many player characters refuse to carry a silver dagger once they get their hands on a magical one. That's it. No one had a silver weapon. No silver arrows, no silver daggers, nothing. Just, oh, that sucks. And then here comes the stone eye. Because, you just say that closes its eye, and then the other beams strike, and it opens its eye back up. And then you're all standing back in that magic shell. It's cheese. It is exactly what a highly intelligent creature like a Beholder would do. And, its original battle is it floats over a lava pool using its levitation. So it puts itself at a distance, more forcing the party to engage it at range with missile weapons, right? But no, they immediately fled and went to a hallway and died. And not just one party. Another party did it. One of the other parties, and there's a pretty heinous trap in there too, so other guys got ate up by a trap, just being dumb. Just how it happens. It's like, that's what you're going to do? Okay. You charge in there, make saving throws. What? Everybody failed. You're all wounded and you failed your saving throws. So, destroy damage. See how it goes. Bad. It went bad. Like I said, 4 TPKs in this module. Every time I've run it, people die. I love it. It's kind of funhousey, to be honest, but it's got some cool stuff in there. And it has an artifact too, which I consider a relic or not. Yeah, it's an artifact. They have this hammer that if it's in your party, and they get it, they earn it. Be prepared for the havoc it can wreak, because it's pretty handy. It's an amazing weapon. So it's what it is. It's a great game. Fun monster. I don't know why they tried to make it a gangster Beholder in second edition. I mean, I never liked that. It kind of made sense for Waterdeep. I wouldn't do it. I prefer these guys to be the most hated things in the Underdark. And since they are very paranoid, they tend to be loners. So, as masterminds or part of a collective, not so much. So, at least not part of a collective. But I love the Beholder, and that's how it's evolved. And the one I'm really doubling down on and reading up on is the one for Dragon Slayer, because that's what I'm running right now. And I dig it. The only thing I don't like about it is it dropped that morale to a 9, making them a little bit more cowardly. But you know what? If it's obsessed with self-preservation, and it looks like it's going to get killed, I mean, it can just float away while it's blasting away with its rear eyes, because it isn't like you can... It can see in all directions except directly underneath it. So as it's running away, just pew, 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 pew. Do you keep chasing it and eating more of those eye rays, or you just let it go away? Good question. I do dig them. There is a dungeon contest going on right now, and I think I might just use a beholder if I can find the time to do anything. But thought I'd throw it out there. Monster Musings, the Beholder, the Eye of Tyranny, the Eye of Terror, whatever you want to call it to avoid, being sued. But love them, hate them, use them a lot, never use them. Or I have one character, every time he's faced the Beholder, he's died. He was in every one of those TPKs. He's never defeated a Beholder. As soon as the Beholder rolls into time, he knows he's going to die. It's like he's fated. Never. And it doesn't matter how great his saves are. That's the day he rolls the 1. That's the day he rolls the 1. And he plays with another friend of mine a lot. And I think he's always felt the death ray. Just bang, drops. Use an illusion. We're in a game right now, so the next time there's an illusion required, I think I'll put the Beholder up and see what he does. First one out the door. Anyway, game well, game often. I'm going to start making coffee cups with my little phrases that I throw out there and some general antagonistic memes. Why not, right? Later, y'all.